Sorry, Bote. I'll be back. I have to do this. So, Slikour, explain to me a little bit about your relationship with Castle Lite and, you know, in terms of the time that you've been working with the brand. How is the relationship?
So we, or rather I and me, Dineo Renaka, Tibo Touch, I think we kind of like, we were like the guinea pigs for the extra cold events with Drake. Let me also include Drake in that bracket. You know,
Drake was a guinea pig.
All four of us were guinea pigs, right? At the time though, Drake wasn't who he was anyway. So he was a guinea pig.
He wasn't who he is now.
Yeah, now.
He's who he was at the time.
He was who he was that time. We weren't sure whether he'd make it for his second album or whether the second album would do well. So, but like Castle Lite, on a serious note, had a groundbreaking concept where they literally like leaned on the culture to communicate the events. I mean, at the time, some of the figureheads of it was Dineo, Tibo Touch. I was still like cool at the time, and I was bold. And
you're still cool, man.
Yeah, it depends what I'm bathing in. So you know what we did? They did this thing where the campaign, the communication was on social. It was launched on social, and it was launched on radio as if like, yo, I think Touch tried to contact Drake. It was a campaign that was really planned very well, and it wasn't like a normal kind of launch. And it was an all-white event. You know, I remember on the day of the concert. It was one of the first concerts that I went to that had a long line. Everybody was dressed in white, you know what I mean? It was held in Midrand. And they only made space for 3,000 people. I think it was 3,000 people. That's how you know that Drake wasn't who Drake was also at the time. Yeah, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's how it started, man. And you know, now they're here.
Now, you mentioned Drake. For those of you who don't know, Castle Lite has also brought Kanye West, they've brought Wiz Khalifa, Nas, Timberland, J. Cole, Travis Scott, Chance the Rapper. Who am I missing? And over Bryson Tiller. Yeah. But he came with
Travis.
He came with Travis.
Yeah.
Point is, they've always made it a point to bring through like the cream of the crop of international hip-hop talent. What do you think that's done for the culture on the continent and the culture obviously in SA?
I mean, as you would have heard from Soka, you know, I think what it does, I always say, the culture, if only people from the culture claim the culture, people kind of go, it's like you saying you're great.
I am.
No one cares about that.
Does no one care?
When I come to you and I say you're great, there's no compliment in a compliment where not only do they say you're great, but we're going to put a check. And I think what Castle Lite did, they never only just said the genre is great, they said we're going to spend so much money on it. Now that made every other brand that kept on going, yeah, we hear this rap thing go, it made them go, how do we also start saying these guys are great too? So, you know, I mean, as long as we telling ourselves in the culture that we're great, because we all kind of like semi-broke, you know, it's alright, but until you get like business to buy into it, then it becomes great. Because we're great, but when business buys into it, it becomes great. And I think that's
then we're great and we reach.
Yeah, I think that's what Castle Lite has done. It's made people look at the culture like other brands like them who are trying to play in the space and go, okay, how are we going to play there? You know what I mean? So I think that's what they've done. And because they weren't half-stepping, they haven't been half-stepping. You know?
And how important is that evolution? That evolution from, you know, here's a music concert, one day everybody buy tickets, come through, into here is a 2-day experience, sort of like a money can't buy experience, you know what I mean, across these 2 days. Whether you're a hip-hop head, whether you just like the music, you can come through and you can enjoy it, you can be part of that culture or part of the celebration of that culture. How important is that evolution when brands are doing their thinking of where to put their money?
Well, I mean, I think the general evolution for anyone that's really in the culture, you go from being a musician to being a teacher to being sort of like a guide, and that's what experience does. So if you could look at like Castle Lite as a rapper of some sort, it came in, it literally was the musician, it literally just bought you the concept, and now it's trying to bring you the school, right? It's trying to bring you like the entrepreneurship side, the fashion side. It's trying to bring you the conversation. I mean, if you had to look at it in parallel of a rapper and actually as a rapper, that's just the natural evolution, you know. Okay, cool, we got the concert, everything's good, but what do I take from it that I can't get anywhere else, you know what I mean?
And in terms of like here at home,
and I just want to say that no one is paying me to say this. I just want to put it out there. It's just
here in South Africa, like when Drake came, as you said, there was 3,000 people. Now we're looking at over 20,000 people over 2 days. You know, the numbers have also grown. How has hip hop evolved in the same time span? Would you say the brand has kept up with that evolution?
Yeah, I mean, the thing about hip hop, you know, hip hop is not a thing where you gotta keep up. It's a thing where you gotta keep listening. You know, because the kids keep saying, you gain a kid forever. There's always a new bunch of kids that go, you gotta listen to us now. So if you're always listening to just only what Slikour said, because Slikour talks for all them other, he's experienced, right?
Slikour's the voice of everyone.
No. Slikour's got experience, but there's a new generation of kids who don't have experience, who are gonna make mistakes, but that becomes part of the culture, right? So you gotta make things easier for them and literally create the bridge. So what we say, we've seen that before. So part of the culture is making mistakes. Part of the culture is doing the right thing, the wrong thing. And, you know, it's important that, it's important right now that Castle Lite is listening and they're saying, well, not only does a performance count, but if you see the lineup, the type of guys that they're getting out, you know, I mean, Big Hash, you know, he hasn't been around at least in the mainstream for more than 8 to 12 months. But the fact that, you know, his name is in the collateral on a Sway announcement alone, that's someone who's going to try to get a big name to be mentioned, an established name. So for me, that's appreciated that a guy who's been in the game for 8 months, who's really passionate about the game, is already being mentioned by Sway. And Castle Lite has facilitated that. That literally taps us in the back and says, yo, what we're doing is great, and most of these kids are independent, and they're not even being played on radio, most of these kids, you know what I mean? But a brand is going, yo, listen, we see you though, we see how you move in the internet. So the point is that they're listening. So with hip hop, you're never on top of hip hop, even myself. You just gotta stay listening, you know what I mean?
Slikour, I'm sold, I'll buy a ticket. You can stop talking. Pick up, boy. Thanks for coming through.